Hey everyone, and welcome to YarnGasm. I'm Kristen, and this is episode 142. Thanks so much for coming back if you are a returning viewer, and if you are a new viewer, thanks for checking out the show. I hope you enjoyed. This is a knitting, spinning, and hand dyeing podcast, as I mention every week, and I am still here. If you were keeping up with the last episode, I mentioned that the last episode might be the last episode before I take a brief hiatus because me and Dennis were supposedly moving. Well, the whole thing was an April Fool's joke, and we're not actually moving. No, I was just kidding. No, I'm really kidding. So we were supposed to move this week, but our closing date and our move date got pushed back, so we're stuck here for a little bit longer. So I am back this week, and I apologize for any confusion, because frankly, I am very confused as well, as is Dennis. But anyway, it's a long story, not your circus, not your monkeys, as I like to say. If you want to hear a little bit more about the dilemma, stay tuned for blather at the end of the episode where I talk about what's going on in my life. So that said, I'm back with another episode, more knitting and spinning to talk about, a shop update, and so let's get into it, shall we? So yeah, it is April Fool's Day, April 1st. The snow is thankfully melted. Hopefully we will not get any more. So yeah, other than that, it's just been a crazy busy week. I don't know how else to describe it. And I haven't really, I've been getting some knitting done, but it just feels like I haven't been working on the things that I really wanted to be working on. So I have no finished objects this week to show you, but I do have stuff on the needles. So let me just dive into that. Okay, so let me grab what I've got here. If you caught the last shop update, hello camera, talk to the hand camera. Okay, there we go. If you caught my last shop update last Friday, I introduced a new colorway called Stellar Banshee, and I don't have one skeined up for you, but here it is in the cake. And the reason why it looks like crap is because I wound it on my my Strock ball winder, which I really have grown to really come on camera, there we go. So as you can see, the cake did not really cake up as nicely as I would have liked, because as I mentioned, I wound it on my Strock ball winder, which I don't know if you can see is that thing right there. But yeah, this ball winder is really giving me a hard time, and this is just unacceptable. And I put it out there on Instagram, and many of you who have one of these actually agree with me that it doesn't work properly. So, and I've tried everything, like moving it closer to the moving my Swift closer to the winder, holding the yarn higher, lower. I've tried everything, and it's just it destroys my cakes. So I'm not totally happy with that, and I don't want to put up with it anymore. Especially if a customer asks me to cake a skein for them. I don't want to risk ruining that skein. I want to be able to wind my cakes without a problem. So anyway, yeah, this is my new colorway before I went off on a tangent. This is my new colorway, Stellar Banshee. I don't know how exactly I came up with the name for this. It just seemed like a fitting name for it. So the base of this is kind of like a gray, like a heathered or tonal gray, and then just all flecks and speckles of neon purple. It's a new dye that I got, which I'm really excited about, like neon purple, neon yellow, and just kind of like a spring green. And it's really cool. I mean, I had to save a skein for myself, and I could not resist, obviously, casting on a pair of socks with it on my blitzed base. So here it is. I'm making a little bit of headway on it. I've just been knitting on this like crazy because I've been, frankly, I've been a little stressed this past week with the whole house stuff that we've been going through, buying, selling our home, and getting in contract and what have you. Anyway, I've only been able to focus on autopilot knits. just stuff that I can easily reach to and don't have to really focus on the pattern. So yeah, it's been socks for the most part, and my Cozy Memories blanket, which I'll show you in a little bit. But I am so excited about this colorway and how it's knitting up. And I'm doing a Fish Lips Kiss heel. I don't know if you can see that. So on both sides, they look identical. I've got it down. I memorized it. And lately I've just been on a Fish Lips Kiss heel kick lately. I want to knit all my socks with a Fish Lips Kiss heel because it actually cups my heel very nicely, and it fits like a glove. And yeah, and I'm using my DPNs again, my carbons, my Knitter's Pride carbons, US size 1.5 double points. And these are growing on me. I think it's the yarn that I'm using. It depends on the yarn that I'm using with these. If it's a fluffy, lofty, or just thick yarn, or like a heavyweight sock yarn, it knits up fine. But if it's like a very fine, lightweight fingering weight, I find DPNs to be a little fiddly. I don't know why, but anyway, that's how they work out for me. So, yay! Sorry, my throat's I don't know what it is. My throat's very groggy. I'm assuming it's the weather, so it's just, I don't know, what have you. But yeah, this is my new colorway base. I will definitely have more of this in the shop on Friday. So yeah, it makes me so happy, and it's such like a fun spring colorway. So yeah, there's that. And then what else? Oh, my Cozy Memories blanket, which has been living in my Love Sock Wool unicorn bag. So as I show you every week, and I love this bag. Oh. So I put a huge dent in this thing. I know the past couple of weeks I was just like, I kind of, ignored it a little bit, but when I get going on this, I get going. So last week I showed you I had a rip out. This is a mini skein that I got from Kemper from our Favorite Things Swap through a Homespun House podcast. And as you remember, like I cast it on the wrong way and I had to rip back and recast it on. So here it is. It's very sparkly silver fingering weight that I believe she's using for her wedding wrap, which you should, if you don't know Kemper, she's from the Junk Yarn podcast, which is awesome. She's hilarious, and yeah, she's really fun, and I highly recommend that you check out her podcast. I think she's on episode 6 or 7, 9, I don't know, but she's cool. I love her. So yeah, this is from Kemper. This is from Molly of a Homespun House. We did a little swap. I don't know what colorway this is or what kind of yarn, but it feels like there's a little bit of a silk content in there. This is also from Kemper. This variegated or tonal blue, which is really cool. It pops. And this is also from Molly of a Homespun House. And I believe this is the Cyborg's Craft Room mini skein that she gave me. I could be wrong. So right now, it looks like a scarf right now. So I started, where was the first square? I've just been kind of like going and going with no method to my madness. But this was the very first square that I cast on, and then I've just been tacking on squares as I go, left and right. But now I'm kind of like on I'm on a path. So I'm just going to tack on to however wide I want this blanket to be. And then I'm just going to tack on from the bottom and go from there. So I don't know how big I'm going to make it. It's going to be interesting. But at least just kind of like a sofa throw, something I can just toss over my chair or a sofa. I don't know. I'm just going with it. So yeah, it's coming along very nicely. And what was I going to say? But yeah, I am actually, if you're watching this podcast and you would like to do a mini skein swap with me, I would love to do that. I'd be very interested. So definitely I will, I'm actually going to create a thread on Ravelry, for, a mini skein Cozy Memories blanket swap. So if you're interested, definitely reach out to me in there, and we can arrange something, because I'm really liking the idea of swapping all these little mini skeins with everybody, and it's just really fun. And I'm really excited to see where this goes. So yeah, definitely check that out once this is posted. And what was I going to say? Laura of Jinx Yarns and the Dyer's Notebook podcast actually cast one on. So I'm excited about that too. Hers is coming along, and she's been posting photos on Instagram, covering her cat, like just to gauge how big it's getting, which I think is really funny. So yeah, I'm just continually amazed of like how much this pattern has like really caught on with everybody. But I love how you can just grab whatever colorway you want and just tack it onto the blanket. So I'm not knitting the same colorway over and over and over again. And that's definitely, I find definitely helping my concentration on this, and why I haven't really kind of forgotten it in a lost Area 51 corner of my house. So that's that. And some of you were asking on Instagram how I'm using the memory blanket pattern. It's free, it's on Ravelry, you can download it. That's the pattern that I'm using for this blanket. But I'm using a 40 stitch cast on size US 4s. And these are also my Knit Pros, or Knitter's Pride. I think in Europe they're called Knit Pro, and in the US they're called Knitter's Pride, but they're carbons. And I think the size wore off in millimeters. These were an awesome gift from Molly of A Homespun House, which I use them all the time. And I really, Molly, again, thank you. I love them. And yeah, so, but yeah, I think the millimeter, yeah, it was right here, but it kind of wore off. But yes, if you're curious, look it up. They're size US 4s. And yeah. What else? Okay. So I think that is it for what's on my needles, I think. And yeah, I got a new teacup, guys. How awesome. I was gonna wait till just can't get enough to talk about it, but I'm thirsty, so I'm gonna have some tea. Those of you who know me know that I love jadeite. I have been like, anything jadeite I love, I go crazy for. So I kind of wanted to start collecting teacups. I don't know, just to kind of, because I'm starting to get really into tea, and I just, I think they're pretty. I have a couple in my cabinet, but I kind of wanted to expand on it, and out of curiosity, I went onto Etsy last week or a few weeks ago, and I was like, I wonder if there are any jadeite teacups I can, kind of add to my collection. So by collection, I mean like 1 or 2 cups. I'm by no means a teacup hoarder or anything like that, but I wouldn't mind becoming one. But anyway, so I hopped onto Etsy and found these awesome jadeite teacups. They're vintage. I forget who makes them. Free Fire King Oven Glass. So, but they're like this light green, and the dish is, I love these dishes. I don't know if you can see that, but it has like these little floral detail around the edge. And oh my gosh, you guys, I've just been drinking out of this teacup for all the time, basically. And it came in a set of 3. I haven't taken the rest out of the box yet because obviously we're moving and I don't want to, take them out in case they get broken or something. I don't know. I'm leaving them in the box, but this one I've just been drinking out of all the time. But yeah, I'm drinking licorice tea, my favorite yogi tea, which I'm almost done with the box because I've been drinking it nonstop. But yay, I have a teacup and it's awesome. So yeah, anyway. See, when I obsess over something, I really obsess over something, guys. But anyway, okay, so I think that is all that's on my needles. Oh, my water lily. I've been working on it here and there because it's very stockinette, or it is stockinette so far, that the portion that I'm working on. And the water lily is a pattern that you have to purchase. It's through Pom Pom. I forget which, excuse me. I forget which issue it was, but it's a Pom Pom pattern. You have to buy the entire magazine or digital download. But the water lily is by a pattern by Megan Fernandez. And this is how far I am on it. And I'm using my yarn, Volka, Voolenvine Yarns Volka, in the Beach House colorway. And I am loving how it's knitting up. Just the subtle variegation or the subtle tones. It's just kind of like the sandy brown with warm tones, light blue tones, and it's just really, really pretty. And I have my little homespun house strawberry stitch marker on there, and I love it. And these are Knit Pro for US size 6, 4.00 millimeters, the carbons. Again, so I've just been kind of putting, I may not have put a big dent in this since I last showed it to you, but it's coming along and I like it. So yeah, I knit a few stitches in there this morning, or a few rows around this morning, but maybe I'll work on that a little bit later. So yeah, other than that. Okay, so spinning. Okay, despackle. We're down to 1 month. We're 1 month away from the giveaway prize, and when you're supposed to be done spinning, plying, and your shawls should be knit and beautiful. Again, you don't have to win a small prize, you don't have to have a whole shawl knit. You just have to have your yarn spun and plied and skeined up. You don't even have to ply it. Just have it all spun in a skein, ready to go. So, because I know this has been an amazingly involved spin along, and I say it every week. Every time I go into the Ravelry thread for the despackle, both the chatter and the non-chatter thread, I am just continually amazed at everything that you guys are posting in there. They're beautiful, and it definitely gave me a little kick in the butt this past week to kind of pick up my despackle project again. I didn't do much, but I did do something. This is my loop bullseye bump that I purchased. I got it online. I got it through Etsy, and this is my Spanish peacock spindle. So yeah, I put a little bit of a dent in it, but I am at a point where it's like I can see myself picking it up again, or I feel motivated to pick it up and just, you know, work on it. And let me see, here's my little baggie of mini skeins. I've just been keeping them in. And some of you, I think it was Sunshine Yarn Catherine, she suggested, or a couple of you actually suggested that I just cast it on. This way it's on the go, and then I feel motivated to just keep spinning on it so I have something to work with, which is not a bad idea. I might do that. I have to soak these still. So I have like a lighter mauve and then a darker rose color, and now I'm up this grapey grape purple right here. So I may just do that, soak the skeins and then cast something on. And I think I'm gonna cast on the dragonfly shawl, just because it's something that I've always been wanting to knit on. There was another pattern that I can't, the Zilver. I think the Zilver, someone posted, they actually knit a Zilver shawl out of my hand dyed, and I was like, oh, that would be a great pattern for a hand spun. So I might do that one as well with this. So yeah, thank you guys for kind of giving me that little kick in the butt. I mean, it's not much that I have to show this week, but I mean, I know I'm definitely motivated to work on it. So after that, here's the rest of the bullseye bump. So grape, and then I have like this kind of like dark lavender, and then this bright, shocking neon purple at the edge. So, and the colorway is violets, and it has merino, nylon, and Angelina. So yeah, hey, that's that. And then let me see. Also, I don't know how many of you follow me on Instagram, but you may have seen that I cracked into, oh no, I showed it to you last week. I cracked into my other loop bat, because I just couldn't wait, in the Natural Spring Bullseye Bump that I purchased at Vogue Knitting Live this year. And I already created these little nesty thingamajigs in there. But I am ripping through it. I'm really putting a dent in it. I don't know if I'm going to 2-ply or Navajo ply it. I may 2-ply it just to get that barber pulling in there, but let me just show it to you guys. So here it is, spinning up super thin. So as I mentioned, I'm not sure if I want to Navajo ply it to keep the colorways consistent, or just kind of give it like that variegation or barber poling effect, just kind of like jumble up the colors, because I think that could be really cool. And I have been weighing it. I have been weighing it to see, like, as I'm thinking about it, like, do I want to put it on 2 bobbins so I can 2-ply it, or, but just to keep in the back of my mind while I'm spinning it. But yeah, otherwise I'm just having a lot of fun. It's going really fast, which I like. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it for spinning. I really haven't been spindling at all this past week, just because I really haven't had time. But other than that, I think, what else? Show notes. Yeah, other than that, just good luck. And I, hope you guys finish in time. And I can't wait to give out these awesome prizes that so many people have generously donated. We have Aaron Make Stuff, Fox and the Fawn, Laura, and Deb from Fondant Fibers, and who else? I know I'm forgetting some. Molly from Homespun House, again, she donated a couple of brooches, which are so cute. So yeah, lots and lots and lots of fun stuff. I'm really looking forward to giving those away because you guys have worked really hard. So that said, okay, I'm going to move on to Ask Away, where you guys can ask me pretty much anything you want to in the Ravelry thread. There's a thread for Got a Question, Ask Away, where you can ask me, as I mentioned, anything. So let me go. Okay, Clarinet on Ravelry asks, do you put lavender inside your knitting? I'm thinking I saw it on your podcast or Molly's from a Homespun House. I'm interested in putting lavender in small knitted things, but don't know that I've ever seen it for sale in crafty stores. I did buy a packet of lavender in the World Market spice aisle, but the pieces are so small, I'm worried it's not the same. And it seemed expensive for the amount I got in the bag. Perhaps it wasn't. Thanks. Okay, I would love to fill my little birds of happiness, or any little stuffy, like a tiny little stuffy with lavender, and just kind of just as a little sachet you can put anywhere, and have your house or things smell like lavender or something nice. And yeah, if you're gonna go to the store, the grocery store, you're probably buying it at full price. I actually have never purchased a bulk order of lavender, so I could stuff it in my knitting. But I know if you go on Etsy and do a search for dried lavender, you will be able to buy like a pound up to maybe 5 pounds of it in bulk order, and probably save yourself a lot of money. So definitely check on there. Some craft stores may or may not carry it, but definitely check on Etsy. If you go, I know there are a couple of websites. If you just do a simple Google search for dried lavender, I don't know, however much you're looking for, like 1 pound, you may be able to find some there. Amazon too. I'm sure they have like a market on there, or suppliers that would offer lavender. And it doesn't even have to be lavender. It could be something else, like rosemary, or just any scent that you're looking for. I'm sure that they have it. So I hope that helps. But yeah, now you've got me wanting to go in there and just get a whole little bag, and just so to have. And if they are small, I know dried lavender has a tendency to be very small. They're these little tiny bits. What you could do is get poly stuffer, or the stuffer that you use for stuffed animals, and just kind of mix it in, just so the lavender kind of clings to it. And I don't imagine that it would fall unless you have like super loose gauge, and but if you're knitting a stuffed animal, you kind of want like a tight gauge, or like you don't want it to be lacy, basically, you're knitting. So yeah, I hope that helps and answered your question. If you need links, just email me and I'll be happy to kind of, send you in the right direction. But yeah, other than that, I am going to move on to shop update stuff. So if you are not interested in that, I will see you next time I podcast. I can't guarantee that I will be podcasting next week, because right now things are just so up in the air. But I will try and put, if I will try and put an episode out like I did this week. I will try and put one out for you guys if I have time. And as usual, I will definitely keep you posted on social media if there will be no podcast. But yeah, definitely join the YarnGasm Ravelry group. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. There are links at the end of the show if you're curious. But yeah, definitely check those places out for updates and the like. So have a great week, and I will see you next time. Otherwise, I am moving on to shop update. So as I mentioned, there will be a shop update this Friday. I can't guarantee it will be a big shop update, but it will be a shop update at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will have, I'm not sure what colorways I will have more of Stellar Banshee. And I will definitely have some more Beach House and Succulents because I was getting requests. I was packaging something. I was packaging an order yesterday and someone had ordered Succulents and Beach House together. And I really love that combination. And I just thought I had to dye up more of it. And I posted it on Instagram and people were reaching out to me and asking if I was going to have more in the shop. And of course, yes, I will definitely have more in the shop on Friday. The other thing, the Vampire Romance Yarn Club, those all went out. You all should have gotten them. If you haven't, for whatever reason, just email me and I will make sure that you get yours. But they should have all gotten to you by now. So I'm going to show you the last installment of the Vampire Romance Yarn Club. And I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Marcia of One Geek to Craft Them All. She generously donated stitch markers to include with your orders. So those little vampire teeth stitch markers that you got, that was from Marcia. Definitely check out her shop. I love her stitch markers. They're so fun, especially if you love like Game of Thrones, if you love obviously vampires, if you love anything geeky related. The Hobbit, she's your girl for those stitch markers. And earrings, oh my gosh, I have 2 pairs of her earrings and a couple of her stitch markers. She's awesome. Definitely check her out. But yeah, anyway, this is the last color and it was inspired, it's called Suki and Bill, obviously inspired by True Blood. And I'm so excited about this color, you guys. I had to save a skein for myself. But yeah, it's variegated. So it has like this dark kind of like dried blood color, then this light rosy muted pink. Kind of very similar to Jilted Rose, my Jilted Rose colorway. And then there's like this kind of gray, pinkish gray over here. It's dark. And then just like this bright blood red over here. So I really like it. And it was dyed on my Stark base, which is superwash merino and nylon, which is great for socks. So yeah, and I hope you guys really were excited to get that in the mail. And I can't wait to see how you guys knit it up. And thank you so much to everybody who signed up for that, the Yarn Club. I really had fun dyeing up all the colorways, especially because I love vampires. So it's extra fun for me. So as Yarn Clubs go, the colorways will not be made available to everyone else. These were just exclusive to club members, people who signed up for them, but in 3 months' time, I will be releasing these to everyone else. And the other thing that I do, as I mentioned, I'm going to be doing a trunk show with Gauge Intention again. If you are going to be in the area, I will also have these there for you to purchase. So extra incentive for you guys to stop by and say hi. So yeah, just FYI. So August, these will be available to anyone who did not sign up for the club. So yay, there's that. And then what else did I want to cover? So that's it as far as shop update stuff is concerned. But because I am moving, as I've been mentioning for past several months, I'm actually going to take the opportunity and make a couple of changes to my shop. I'm not going to divulge what those are now, but they're going to be fun, they're going to be awesome, and all good things. So you have something to be excited about. And I'm excited about it, as I am with all these things. So yeah, I really want to talk about it, but I'm not going to. So I will just let you guys hang on that. But yeah, definitely check out the shop update this week, Etsy. It's voolenvine.etsy.com. What else? Other than that, yeah, I'm just going to segue into blather. So as I mentioned, I'm not going to get into the whole kit and caboodle as to what's been going on with our move. The good news is we sold our house. This place is no longer ours. So yeah, we are currently renting it from our buyers because we were supposed to close on the house that we're buying on Tuesday, yesterday, but long story short, it was not ready to move into, so we postponed our closing. We're not entirely sure the exact date it's going to be ready, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it will happen in a few weeks. And at that time, we'll be given we can definitely move in. But the whole process has just been super, super, super stressful. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, so you can imagine. Anyway, but yeah. I'm trying to think of what else, has been going on. And this past weekend was fun, but like super busy. Dennis's cousins came in town, kind of like an impromptu visit. So we met up with them for lunch, had a really nice time. And then my friend Dana had a beer tasting. She's actually started brewing beer at home, and she had her and her husband, they had a really fun beer tasting that me and Dennis went to. And then right after, my friend Danielle, who we went to, her wedding was in San Fran this past September. She had some business in New York, so she flew in and met up with us for dinner after. So Saturday was kind of very eventful Saturday. And Sunday, I think I was just so spent. Me and Dennis were getting ready for our closing, and we just kind of took it a little easy, got some, bought some boxes to pack all our stuff up. So yeah, other than that, I'm just going to take it easy the rest of the day, I think. Monday and yesterday, I spent the whole day packaging orders, and yeah, I need a break. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with that because otherwise I'm just going to be babbling on about nothing. So that said, maybe I'll see you next week. If not, I'll let you know the next time I podcast. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and happy knitting. Bye.